Every real estate journey is unique. That's why we created the AOF Real Estate Team, a full-service solution built to support you at every stage. Whether you're building wealth through strategic investments, need hassle-free property management, or want to maximize your sale price as a Scott McGilvery trusted team, we've assembled all key services under one roof. First-time buyer or seasoned investor, our dedicated client success team ensures your experience is seamless from start to finish. At AOF, we make real estate simple, profitable, and stress-free. The AOF Real Estate Team, your journey, our expertise.
All right, everybody, welcome to the monthly AOF update here for the market here in Edmonton. My name is Kellen. Today I got Drew with me, Kevin, and Ilona. We're going to run you through some stats and just let you know what's going on in the Edmonton market. Ilona, do you have some stats there for us?
Yes, I do.
Beautiful.
I'll share with you the stats that I love so much. So we are officially in the spring market. The months-over-months inventory has increased by 10.3%. The months-over-month sales is up by 5.4%. And the year-over-year selling price is up by 8.2%. The months of inventory is 2.2, which is really low, and properties are selling a lot faster, so they're spending less time on the market these days. That's the market update.
Oh, it's good. And seeing then some increased opportunities being added to the market just shows, people are looking at the market as an opportunity to move some properties, but still having increased sales. There's a lot of active buyers out there now. So I know one of the things we wanted to chat about today was just that competition side of how to win some deals when it comes to the resale. And, this team that we have on the call here, perfect people to be talking to about winning deals, hey?
Yeah, I think Drew is going to touch on some 5 tips on how to win in multiple offers. And I'll let him go.
5 tips. All right. When it comes to the hotness in the market that we've got right now, there's many times when buyers are getting into multiple offer situations, and there's 5 things that you can do to make your offer stand out and make it more desirable to a seller. Number 1, the biggest one is get a pre-approval with your mortgage broker. Always have your stuff together. Make sure that you go in early, you get pre-approval, and then it puts you in a position of power when you're negotiating, because you know what you can qualify for, you know what you're working with, what you've got down, and all of the good things. This is a little bit unorthodox, maybe not for investors, but for homeowners for sure. Writing a letter to the seller about your situation, a little bit about your family, how you can see your family growing up in this house, and just kind of tug on the heartstrings a little bit. It can definitely give you an edge in multiple offer situation. Tighter than normal conditional periods. The kind of standard conditional period is about 10 business days. If you can tighten that up, of course, you got to work with your mortgage broker, make sure that they're on side with this so that you're giving them ample time. But we're seeing like sometimes 3, 5, 7 business days is enough to get things moving. Hence, your pre-approval is extremely important. Closing time. The ideal closing time that the seller needs. Sometimes they need a little bit longer. Sometimes they need a little bit shorter. If you can tailor your offer to what their ideal closing time is, that's something that's really important. And then the last thing is, it's in Alberta, it's kind of symbolic with your deposits. Now, it really doesn't matter because your deposit is going to be safe until you go unconditional. And the standard kind of deposit structure is $5,000 is kind of the minimum. But if you can come in with a $10,000 deposit or higher, 20,000, even higher than that, it shows that you're in a position of strength financially. Even though it's symbolic, you're not going to lose your deposit, like I said, unless you go unconditional and then you decide not to move forward with the deal. But as long as you're conditional, that deposit is safe and it's held in trust by a lawyer or another real estate brokerage. Do you guys have anything to add to?
Yeah, I'm going to add number 6.
Do it.
Work with a really good realtor that is familiar with multiple offers. I did go on a stretch of 9 in a row, and I incorporated most of what Drew's talking about. The letters were huge. But I think like one of the most things that isn't stated enough is getting the other agent to like you. Like that's one of the things that I do. I want them to feel like I'm not going to be a pain in the ass for them. I'm going to make things easy, smooth, be a professional. And, these realtors are human beings too, and they don't want to deal with the whole back and forth or trying to make a mess of an inspection. Saying, I was joking with you guys earlier, but like I like to say little things like, hey, we might not even do an inspection, even if I know we probably are. Just knowing that that's an option, they feel more at ease. Usually sellers' biggest fear in multiple offers is that they're worried that we're going to go and do a home inspection and try and renegotiate the price. So when we can soften that up and make sure they know that we love the property and something major would have to happen for us to walk away, I think that goes a long way. And to add to Drew's first point about the pre-approval, one of the best things that I've ever done is started getting pre-approvals with the address of the subject property we're writing an offer on. So I'm really dialed in with the lenders that my clients are using. I want them to get me a pre-approval letter with the subject property address on there. That is as good as gold for a seller. When they see that, it's like, we've reviewed the property, we reviewed the number you're going in at. This is not an issue, just to give a little bit more confidence and credibility to your offers. So I think, the all around package there is to have a plan. Don't just go in and throw out numbers. It's a lot deeper than that, and working with professional goes a long way.
Yeah,
I
and I
love
wanted
that.
to build on that, Kevin. I love what you said about working with the right realtor. So getting them to like you is also, in addition to that, it's also important to know a lot of agents in the community and be known as well, right? So because you're working together on the same deal, helping buyers and sellers achieve the same outcomes in many cases. So I just wanted to mention that. And an additional tip from me
Mhm.
is that if because the inventory is so low in the city, you want to be on the ball. If the property comes on the market, go and be the first one to view it. And if that's property hits all your criteria, put an offer right away and start that negotiation and conversation with the seller's agent.
That's a good tip too, Ilona. Thank you. I think this just, kind of encapsulates everything that we speak to as a team. And we always talk about strategy. And these are things that as a buyer and even as a seller to be prepared for, but having an agent that you've put that trust into to help strategically make a game plan doesn't mean it's always going to go as the way that, well, the way the Oilers game ended on Saturday. That
Yeah.
was not per the plan. However, you kind of create and work together and collaborate, whether we're talking specifically to the resale side and helping buyers, but when we're looking at investors as well and pre-construction and all facets of real estate, you need to have a strategic partner that knows what they're doing, is competent, but also has that outlook that, hey, we got to win, and there are ways to leverage yourself to do that. And so these kind of stories, like I love to hear them, Kevin, and Drew and Ilona too. Just your guys' experience on that resale side, like this is why that side of the business continues to grow for us, and we can provide so much help to buyers, whether they're looking at primary or whether they're looking at investment properties. And the strength in that strategy is just what we're able to offer and provide everybody. So it's pretty cool just
For
to
sure.
hear some
And
of these
like
stories.
one of the things too, you said the word I really liked there was trust. Our clients, we need them to trust us. But in real estate, it's actually a very small world in real estate. So trust goes a long way. And when other agents trust you, it also can help you win in multiple offers.
Yeah.
If you're known as the agent that's going to try and screw someone over or win at all costs, it doesn't help you win in multiple offers. So being a deal maker and just trying to find a way to make a deal instead of trying to find a way to fight and pull teeth out of each other's mouths and stuff. Sorry. I think it goes a long way. And that's why I really value our team. We're not ever going to be known as the slimy agents or whatever. Just do anything to get a deal done. Trust is very important to us. And, I want to go to bed every night with a clear conscience. So I will do everything in my power for a client to win, but with my conscience happy and not sour or like a Flames fan. So I want to be positive. I want to think clear, and that's why we want to try and look after our clients the way that I want to be treated. So
love it.
but we should talk about the market too. Like, Ilona brought up some stats, and I want to kind of talk about what I'm seeing on the ground level. There was a couple of weeks before the election where I was wondering, are the winds changing? Is the market slowing down? I started to see less showing activity on my listings. I'm like, oh man, are we about to see some pullback? But the election happened, it went, and then everything got insane right after. It's actually hotter right now than it's been in a very long time. Listings that had any trouble selling over the last few weeks are all pending or sold. Everything seems to be that's in that affordable price range is going into multiple offers. A client of mine just sent a house that they thought was such a good deal and went 71K over a list in one day. So there's just a lot of moving parts right now. The Edmonton buyers market is already kind of fast forward. They're past the election. I think they're kind of past the tariff talk and they're just taking action right now. I know in other parts of the country, things might be going a little bit slower, but right now, Edmonton has, there's just a lot of room for growth here. And I really think if you've been in the market for an investment property, or if you've been trying to sell a property and maybe it's an accidental rental, you keep renting it, hoping now is the time to sell. It honestly is. Like, I've sold more condos recently in the last few months. I was bugging Drew. I'm like, I'm getting all these calls for condo listings recently, but he's like, it's the podcast. You're always talking about getting rid of your places now. And honestly, units that we listed before that sat in condo market and just didn't move are now actually getting quite a bit of activity, selling quickly and moving quick. So I think the market's is actually still on an upwards trajectory, and it's actually, especially on the suited home side of things, if you have a property with an income suite in it, those things are selling like hotcakes right now. So
Yeah,
Awesome.
and townhouses too. There's only 1.4 months of inventory for townhouses. And townhouses were a hot commodity with investors like 10 years ago, and they're coming up again now where, as soon as they go on the market, they're going pending right away. Right away. And to Alona's point, the number of listings have increased over the past month. 10.3%, I think you said, right, Ilona?
Yeah.
And we're seeing, like, last time we talked on the podcast, we had 1.9 months of inventory. We're at 2.2. We're still in seller's market territory, but the number of listings have come up. The consumer confidence is higher than we've seen, to Kevin's point. Things are moving. Things are moving.
Yeah. And we're seeing that even on the new construction side as well. And I think what's great is some of the opportunities that we're able to connect investors with right now. We've always had over the last couple of years a lot of success with looking at multifamily, looking at MLI select financing on these opportunities. But we do have some opportunities as well, homes that are quicker possession under construction, that a lot of the resale buyers may not necessarily see because a lot of them are off market, but they have the quicker timelines, not for that full 10 to 12 month pre-construction. So as we move forward into the summer, don't want to look too far ahead because I actually want to enjoy spring and summer here, but even into the fall, like we do have projects, single family homes with those secondary suites that they're already starting to move with. I think Kev, he had the one listing that went live and 2 days later, both sides of a full duplex were pending. And now we have another building that's pending. And so, that kind of momentum is something that we're seeing in the market right now. And we still have these opportunities, but they're not going to last that long. And as things kind of progress and move forward, if the market continues on this trajectory, those opportunities will be spoken for. And then we'll just keep moving on to the next season of what these projects look like for offerings. So it's pretty it's exciting. It's nice to see, with especially following some of the tense and anxious times, we'll call it, where no one truly had a pulse to know where things were going around the end of last month with the election and the tariffs. And some people decided at that point in time they were still going to make commitments and move forward. And they're very happy with those commitments. And so at this point, it's just going to continue to get more competitive, but keeps us busy. And like you said, we've got the strategies in place. We have the team in place, that collaborative approach, as well as the client success focus. Like, those are the things that aren't going to shift for us. And so looking forward to what the spring market, quote unquote, has for us, as well as what we're leading into the summer months. So yeah, busy times, but wouldn't change it there with as long as we get some evenings to watch the hockey games. Hey, and for the rest, hey, and for a month or so, a little longer, month and a half, still got a lot of playoff time in us. So
Well, and Luke, can you zoom in on my face right now? Because I'm going to tell everyone the best
Here we
kept
go.
secret right now. Ilona's stats said we're up 8.3% in sale price. Our project offerings we have right now, we secured a few months ago, and now we're putting into setup, have not had those price increases yet. So inquire with us, see what we have. I think you're going to like what you see, and know that if there's a 8.3% increase, well, that hasn't affected these prices yet. And those increases, again, like I said, there's homes that are selling for much higher than list price that I'm seeing right now that aren't affected in these numbers. I do think that number is going to be higher next month. So I would strongly urge you, if you've been on the fence, you're considering new construction multifamily, or just a single unit, we have all the different options available at very, very competitive prices. I think by the time you close on these, I think you'll see some lift there. So I really think that you should, take a break from the playoffs and inquire during the day, and see what we have to offer, because we have some really cool packages. We've upgraded the marketing to show more of the lot location and more information on what these offerings bring. It's not just a performa. You're going to really get to know what you're getting. And I think you should inquire right away, because we have a conference we're going to in a couple of weeks. I keep calling it the multifamily conference. What is the real name now?
Powerhouse.
So we're going to be bringing some of those offerings there too as well. So I just think this is a great time to buy. And if you've been on the fence, let's chat and go over the options for you.
Love it.
Zoom out.
And now zoom in on the jersey. Cool.
So
no, it's awesome, guys. As always, thank you very much for the insights, and for everyone tuning in, thank you for joining us. And until next
Go Oilers.
time, go Oilers, go. We'll see you then.
Bye, guys.
Simple as 1, 2, 3. Hey, what's got the recipe? Simple as can be. Trust in us and you will see. We make real estate easy. So easy, believe me. We're here to serve, give you what you deserve. All under one roof, that's our proof. It's still the last one to me.